Hello and welcome to session 45 of Direct Tax 2, 4th semester BCom of Mangalore University. Now in this particular session, we are going to solve problem from the head income from other sources. So let's look at the problem. Mr. Narendra furnishes the following details of his income. Winnings from lottery, net amount is given 14,000. Family pension 1,20,000. Royalty from a company 32,500. Directors fees 16,000, dividend on shares of an Indian company 12,500, honorarium for guest lectures that is 10,000, gift on the occasion of wedding anniversary is 60,000. He had the following investments: rupees 15,000, 10% listed debentures of Golden Globe Company. Now in this particular problem, investment amount is given and the rate of interest is given. So grossing up is not required. Then rupees 20,000 12% debentures of a local authority, rupees 30,000 tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited. He sold the tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited for rupees 32,000 on 1st of October 19 and bought rupees 50,000 12% bonds of Tata Limited. For this he borrowed rupees 20,000 at 15% per annum from his brother. He paid rupees 210 as collection charges on interest. Interest on debenture is payable on 30th of June and 31st of December each year. Now, Mehboob Limited tax-free debentures he is selling on 1st of October. That means he has received interest in the month of June for half the year. And after selling that, he purchases Tata Limited bonds worth 50,000 which carries a rate of 12% on which he will receive an interest in the month of December, that is for half the year again. Then there are certain deductions under section 57. He paid 210 as collection charges on interest, and also he had borrowed a loan and that loan amount is deductible. So we need to calculate his income from other sources. So I record solution. I record computation of taxable income from other sources. Taxable income from other sources. So what we will do is we will prepare two amount columns. Two amount columns definitely we are going to require. So I prepare two amount columns. Both are amount columns, inner column and outer column for our calculation. That would be required. Okay, we will start with the items now as given. Winnings from lotteries. So I record over here, winnings from lotteries. Now very important point, always we are supposed to take the gross value. In the problem we are given with net value. So how do you gross this? 14,000 is the value. Lottery is a casual income, and casual income we understand the TDS rate is 30%. So we need to multiply this with 100 divided by 70 because 30% has been deducted. So lottery price would work out to 14,000 divided by 7. So 20 into 100, that will give you 20,000. So the gross amount, we are supposed to take the gross amount always. So gross amount from lottery price would be 20,000. So net amount is given, we need to gross it into 100 divided by 70 because TDS rate on lottery price is 30%. Then we are given with family pension. Family pension. Now what is the rule of family pension? Family pension rule is very clear. Amount given, I record over here, is 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Here we have exemption. Exempt. Either we take 1/3 of the amount received. 1/3 of the amount received. So 1,20,000 into 1/3 would give you 40,000. Or rupees 15,000 or 15,000. So whichever is lower we say. 40,000 or maximum amount of rupees 15,000. So the exemption would be 15,000. I deducted from 1,20,000. So 1,05,000 becomes taxable income. So let's understand once again. Family pension amount given is 1,20,000. There is an exemption available as we have seen in theory. Either we get an exemption of 1/3 of the amount received. So 1/3 of the amount received, 1,20,000 is 40,000 or rupees 15,000. 15,000 is the maximum amount. So whichever is lower. So 15,000 we take, this is maximum. So from 1,20,000 I deduct 15,000. So taxable income, family pension is 1,05,000. Next we have royalty from a company. Royalty from a company is fully taxable. So the amount is 32,500. Next we have director's fees. Director's fees is fully taxable. So director's fees is 16,000. Next we have is dividend on shares of Indian company. Dividend on shares of Indian company. Now for the previous year 1920, dividend on shares of Indian company is exempt from tax. For the previous year 1920. Then we have honorarium for guest lectures. Honorarium for guest lectures. These are fully taxable. So the amount of honorarium received is 10,000. So 10,000 in the outer amount column. Next we have gift on the occasion of wedding anniversary. On the occasion of wedding anniversary. Now very important point we have to note. Gift received from relatives. The word relative is not given. Is exempt from tax. Second, gift received on the occasion of marriage or wedding is fully exempt from tax. Gift may be received from anyone. But this gift is received on the occasion of wedding anniversary, not wedding. Not wedding, it is on anniversary. And since the gift amount is more than 50,000, the amount is fully taxable. Suppose if the gift amount would have been 45,000, 49,000, 50,000, nothing would have been taxable. But since the gift amount is more than 50,000 on an occasion other than marriage, not received from relatives, this amount becomes fully taxable. Next we have interest on securities. There are various securities, we will take one by one. Interest on securities. We have rupees 15,000, 10% listed debentures of Golden Globe Company. So I record interest on debentures of Golden Globe Company. Golden Globe Company. Investment amount is given to us. Investment amount is 15,000 and the interest rate is 10%. So I can record directly for full year the interest on this would be 1,500 rupees. Then we have interest on debentures of a local authority. Interest on debentures of a local authority. Investment amount is given to us. Investment amount is 20,000 and the interest rate is 12%. So 12% of 20,000 would work out to 2,400. 2,400. Next we have 30%, 6% tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited. Then it's given further, he sold tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited for rupees 32,000 on 1st of October 19. And the last sentence before the question it says, interest on debenture is payable on 30th of June and 31st of December. Meaning to say, when Mr. Narendra is selling debentures of Mehboob Limited, he is receiving interest only for the month of June. That is for half the year. He is not receiving interest for the month of December. So, interest on tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited. Tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited. The investment amount was 30,000. The rate of interest is 6% and it is received only in the month of June. That is for half the year. So 30,000 into 6% is 1,800 and half of that is 900. So I will continue here. As usual, we need two amount columns. Now, he has sold tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited and he has bought rupees 50,000 12% bonds of Tata Limited. So I record over here interest on bonds of Tata Limited. Interest on bonds of Tata Limited. So investment is 50,000. The rate of interest is 12%, and very important, we will receive interest only in the month of December, not in the month of June, because Narendra is not the owner in the month of June. So 50,000 into 12% is 6,000 and half of that would be 3,000. So 3,000 is the interest received. So for half the year, in the month of June, he receives interest on debentures of Mehboob Limited, and for other half in the month of December, he receives interest on bonds of Tata Limited. Remember, on the record date, whoever is the owner, he is eligible to receive interest for that period. Whether he is holding for 1 month or 2 months, it does not matter. Remember this. Then, now he sold tax-free debentures, he bought 12% bonds of Tata Limited, that's done. For this, he had borrowed 15% per annum, rupees 20,000 from his brother. Then he paid 210 as collection charges, then interest is paid. So these are the amounts which are to be added, because rest are all deductions. So total would be 1,20,000, 50, 60, 70, 2,30,000, 2,30,000, 2,35,000, 36, 37, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 2,49,000, 2,50,800, 2,51,300. So 2,51,300. So once again I just total 0, 5, 10, 19, 20, 23. So 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 21. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. So 5, 1. There will be 2,51,300. Next we write less deductions. Deductions under section 57. Now there are two deductions in this particular problem. He borrowed 20,000 from his brother at 15% per annum. Remember, he purchased 12% bonds on 1st of October 2019. So interest on borrowing, interest on amount borrowed from brother. And very important point, this is borrowed for investment. He is investing. So loan amount borrowed from his brother is 20,000. The rate of interest is 15% into, and this was borrowed on 1st of October 19. So October, November, December, January, February, March. So this is borrowed for exactly 6 months. So into 6 by 12. So it was borrowed on 1st of October. So October, November, December, January, February, March. That is for 6 months. So 20,000 into 15%. That would work out to 3,000, and half of 3,000 is 1,500. So this is the interest that he is going to pay to his brother that he has borrowed for investment. Also he paid collection charges on interest. Collection charges on interest. All these interests are taxable. So collection charges paid to the bank probably 210. So total deduction will be 1,710. So we get deduction, 10 minus 1 is 9, 12 minus 7 is 5. Once again it is 9, 4, 2. 2 lakh 4950, 50,700, 51,200, 51,300. Therefore, taxable income from other sources. Taxable income from other sources. So let's understand this particular problem. We are given with lottery price, which is net amount given in the problem. Whenever we are including, we need to gross that number. So how do you gross? Net amount into 100 divided by 100 minus TDS. TDS rate on casual income is always 30%. So 100 minus 30 is 70. So when you gross, you get 20,000. Then we are given with family pension which is worth 1,20,000. The rule is simple, there is exemption. Either you exempt 1/3 of the amount received or rupees 15,000. So 1/3 of the amount, 1/3 of 1,20,000 is 40 or 15,000. Usually 15,000 is the max amount, so we get deduction of 15. So we get 1,05,000 taxable. Then royalty is taxable, director's fees is taxable. Dividend on shares of the Indian company is exempt for the previous year 1920. It is taxable from the year 2021. So for this year it is exempt. Honorarium for guest lectures 10,000 fully taxable. Gift on the occasion of wedding anniversary. Very important point. This gift is not received on wedding. It is received on wedding anniversary. And since the gift amount is more than 50,000 and nowhere it is mentioned that it is received from relatives. Since it is more than 50,000, it is fully taxable. Then interest on securities is given. That is 15,000 on the interest on debentures of Golden Globe. The rate of interest is given 10%. So 15,000 into 10 is 1,500 rupees. Then interest on debentures of local authority is given. So 20,000 into 12%, that is 2,400. Then 30,000 tax-free debentures of Mehboob Limited. And he has sold this on 1st of October. That means he has received interest only for half the year. So 30,000, 6% for half the year. So that would be 900 rupees. Then instead of this, he has bought 12% bonds of Tata Limited. So interest on bonds of Tata Limited, 50,000 into 12%. And he will receive interest on Tata Limited bonds only in the month of December. Because he is purchasing it in the October. So he has not received in the month of June. So again, this is for half the year. So 50,000 into 12% into half the year will be 3,000 rupees. So when you add up all income, you get 2,51,300. Then we have deductions under section 57. He had borrowed a loan worth rupees 20,000 from his brother for investment. So interest on that loan, 20,000 into 15%. The loan was borrowed on 1st of October 19. So for 6 months. So we take into 6 by 12. So you'll have to pay to his brother interest of around 1,500 rupees. And also there is collection charges on interest which is around 210. So collection charges on interest. Interest are all taxable. So definitely this is also deductible. So total amount we deducted under section 57 is 1,710. We deduct, we arrive at 2,49,590. So this would be taxable income from other sources. I hope this entry level problem on income from other sources is clear. Thank you.